Welcome to True Crime Undercover with the star Super-E.
What's up, A-Train?
This is where everybody's dream comes true.
Oh, yeah.
Except for anybody that's ever married or dated Super-E.
Oh, yeah. It all comes crashing down like they work in the classy chassis.
Oh, and how are you on this fine day?
It's freezing cold where I'm at. Is it freezing cold where you're at?
It's chilly. The sun's out, but it's chilly.
Yes, I'm going to go do my weed eater just to get the first blood jump on my neighbor.
Oh, yeah, you're in a competition with the neighbor on the lawn, aren't you?
Well, it's a one-sided competition. He apparently is not aware of it, but I think he is. Because when I start cutting my grass and I'm doing a push mower for almost an acre, he jumps out in his gigantic John Deere with a gigantic drag-along mowing apparatus, and he cuts his 10 acres in like 5 minutes in an air-conditioned enclosed cockpit.
Are you, when you're cutting your grass, your acre with your push mower, are you still wearing the weighted backpack?
Yes, and the crazy thing is, the weighted backpack looks like a police bulletproof vest, so it looks like I'm getting ready to do a search warrant with a lawnmower. I know when people drive by, they're like, what the hell was that?
Right. You know, that reminds me, I used to have a neighbor down the street, and he would cut his grass with his Glock on his hip.
Really?
Which I'm like, hey, whatever. He's a homeowner. He's there to protect his property. Oh, some of the neighbors, the Karens in the neighborhood.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he's got a gun.
It's like, people say, I feel more endangered when I see somebody with a gun who's, eating his Ben & Jerry's sherbet. But would you be more scared if the dude came in with the mask on demanding money and everybody's property? Does that make you scared too? And he decides to shoot you?
Yeah. And this is just, me. I generally feel better when I know other law-abiding citizens have guns. Makes me feel better. I say, you go in an establishment. Oh, okay. That dude over there is going to, he's going to protect me.
Well, see, when I first look at him, I'm like, what the hell does he got a gun for? Then I realize, well, you never know when shit can pop off. You,
especially in today's society, you never know.
You never know, but okay, I got that guy right there. He's going to have my back, and then you kind of have a plan in your head.
Dude, okay, when I fly, which isn't very often, I always look, and I'm like, okay, shit goes down. That guy will help.
Right.
That guy will help.
Right.
That guy ain't going to help.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that's
useless.
That's the world we live in, Super-E.
Exactly.
So, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about something that just popped into my head because I was thinking of Dodge Intrepids. You know how, women think real deep thoughts about what am I going to do in the future, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, how many Dodge Intrepids on the road? Oh, I remember I had a Dodge Intrepid for a police car. And then I remembered one of the funniest things that happened in my Dodge Intrepid. Now, I loved it. It was one of them, I don't know if it was an ex-state police car where you couldn't tell that it was just crammed full of lights. Because at night, you hit a certain button, there were lights coming from everywhere. Without the lights on, you didn't know.
You were going around undercover in an old state police car. That's great.
It was all black. It was what they call I think it's called a slick top because there were no exposed lights. And when I'd be on 70 westbound, and when it was dark, people would fly by me. I would flip them lights on, brake lights would come on. Then I'd drive by and they'd see me. They're like, what in the hell? They got werewolves for the state police, but
5 minutes later, they see you picking up a hooker.
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute. I'm calling on him.
Hey.
Yes. But But also what happened in that Intrepid was they had a report, a complaint that some female was prostituting at this motel. It was one of the cheap ones. Yeah. It wasn't the bottom of the barrel. It was midstream.
Kind of a place that you might take Mrs. Supery on an anniversary or...
No, it was a little. When we went there, it was a little above that. It didn't have the police footprints in the door from the search warrants, but it didn't have a cinder block attached to the door key. So, anyways, I called the number they told me to call, and this woman goes, "Yeah, come on over here, and we'll talk about it. But I can make it very worth your while of coming to my motel room."
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, so she doesn't want to say it over the phone, just in case. Gotta be careful. So I get out there and I call the number again, and I said, I didn't say I'm 1023. I said I'm here,
which means I'm on location. Yes.
Yeah, I'm on location. And so she goes, I'm in the room, and I said, all right. So I knock on the door, and when the door opens, it's some woman with red hair, but she's wearing the manager suit. But she had this weird short haircut combed over to one side, kind of, slicked down. I said, this is fucking Danny Bonaduce. And I said, sing the song, we're so happy. I said, it's Danny Bonaduce. But I looked at her and I'm like, are you the girl I called? And when I said girl, I said finger quote. And she goes, oh yeah. She goes, don't be freaked out. I'm also the manager. I was like, what?
Of the hotel?
Like, of the motel, yeah. I'm the manager. I make a lot of extra money this way. She goes, this is my room. You come up here, anytime you want. She goes, how much money I got? I said, I got $100. Oh yeah. If you want, we can fuck. I'll suck you off, jack you off. And I was like, right on, Danny Bonaduce. Don't do any of them karate kicks on me. But then, she gives me the proposition and all that. And, I was thankful because usually these girls would make you get naked. So they could definitely know you weren't a cop.
Right.
Because, you don't have any wires on or guns hidden. Right. That's what they like to do. And they usually get naked themselves. But I was like, please, female Danny Bonaduce, don't take them khakis off with your motel manager shirt. Leave it on. And so anyways, so when I got enough for the arrest, I let her know, hey, I'm a police officer, you got an arrest, showed her my badge, the whole schmear. And then I remember, I think since there was so many calls or complaints about this stuff going on, I was told by somebody above me, she has to go to jail. There is no writing a summons or anything like that. She has to go to jail.
Okay.
So I said, sorry, Danny, you got to go to jail. And so then I had somebody bring me up some paperwork. And so I was filling it out, and she was real despondent, but she took it like a champ. Yeah. And she goes, hey, can I finish my Hardee's? I look over and I see this gigantic Hardee's cup. Okay. I mean, it was like a 90 ounce or whatever. Yeah. Like I said, once you got done with it, you had a trash can. And then she had a big mound of French fries, and they looked kind of cold and greasy. Ew. And she goes, can I finish my food? And I said, sure. So she just flips the lid off the gigantic cup, and it wasn't Coke. It looked like orange juice. I said, oh, you drinking orange juice? She goes, yeah. Well, she failed to mention she's drinking orange juice a little bit, and the thing was full of vodka. Okay. And she started, fisting these French fries down her mouth and guzzling this vodka. Like she was, like at food eating contest, dipping the hot dog in the water and eating it. That's what she was doing to the French fries, dipping the French fries in vodka and slamming them down. And I was like, holy shit, man! There's sparks coming off them French fries. She's going so fast on it. So she wolfs all this food down. She goes, okay, I'm ready to go. And then she notified her boyfriend. She was like, hey Terry, I'm sorry, but I got to go to jail. And he goes, I love you, Danny. Go get your help. So we jump in the Intrepid, and I'm cruising along. And, of course, the highways in our beloved town are always under construction.
Yes.
Never in my life have I driven by where, it's not under construction.
Yes.
So I'm like a half a mile from what they call the APC, the New Adult Processing Center, which is basically a jail. It's a new jail.
Lockup. Yeah.
New lockup. And it was right off the highway exit onto the main drag.
Right.
And so as we're going, she's just chitter-chattering away, being okay. And all of a sudden she has a real blank look on her face. She's starting to turn white. She goes, She called me Ray, my code, and she goes, Ray, I don't feel so good. I'm like, well, we'll be right there in the lockup real quick, and they got medical staff. You'll be okay. So we're in an area where it's under construction, and there's no shoulders to go off. If you stopped, you're immediately flattened by a semi. Right. So there was no stopping. She goes, oh, Ray. My stomach is gurgling. I could hear it. It was like, I was like, oh, them French fries. And she goes, and all that vodka. I said, what? She goes, oh, that was full of vodka. I go, vodka and greasy French fries? Oh, my God. And so as we're getting off the ramp, I'm calling up lockup. I said, lockup, I'm coming in hot with one potentially puking bass player for the Partridge Family. And so she's going, it's coming, Ray, it's coming. I said, hang on, baby, we're going down the ramp. She starts, okay, projectile vomiting is not enough. It would be missile vomiting. Her mouth turned into a fire hose, and she was spewing out vomit, vodka, French fry chunks, and the smell of vodka was overwhelming while I was getting dizzy. I said, I'm getting dizzy by the vomit vapors. And then, so she finally quits vomiting after a minute. And I said, oh my God, thank God. And then I go, you feel better? And she immediately, oh my God. And I watch it starts filling up on the passenger side floorboard. And it's not like it's just staying in the carpet. It's made a big puddle where she had to have her feet off of the ground because when her foot stepped down, it splashed into vomit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I called back lockup. I go, man, she just puked all over my Intrepid. Oh. And they said, we got you covered, Super E. I whip in to they immediately opened up the doors. Yeah. I whip in, and there's a bunch of the jail trustees. Man, they're all armed with shop backs and spray cleaners. They look like a NASCAR team. First I thought I was going to put it on Jax. But, man, as soon as I drug her out and got her in, they had some people grab her out, take her in. She's covered in vomit. It stinks. Chunks all over her. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And they drag her away, and I said, oh, man, this thing's going to smell. Man, them trustees were on top of it. They sucked all that vomit into a giant shop vac, got on it with the spray cleaner and the powders and whatever. Remember in school when the one old janitor, kind of creepy with the lazy eye, we throwing sawdust on everything.
Right.
They threw something on it, and then when I went into give them all the paperwork and do everything, and I came back out, Dodge Intrepid smelled fine.
No kidding.
Yes. I was like, man, those guys should own a detail shop inside the new jail or lockup.
Man, so they had the trustees on it, and they cleaned that Intrepid up.
Yeah, and they were very professional. These trustees, it was like they owned a business detail shop. They were like, officer, man, we're going to take care of this for you. When you come back out here, it's going to be clean as a whistle. You're going to be very satisfied with our work. And I was like, okay, fellas, So next time I see you out there smoking crack pipes, I'm going to give you a thumbs up for cleaning out my vomit.
And I think I know you well enough. You didn't tip them.
If I would have had any money, I think I took some money out of Danny Bonaduce's bag and said, hey, here's $5.
If the listeners don't know, would you say you're just a little bit of a skinflint, a little tight with money? Is that fair to say?
It's funny you bring that up because I just did my will the other day.
Oh.
At my attorney friend's office, do the will, the power of attorneys and all that.
Right.
And this will, which for my wife means Operation Greenlight.
Yeah, this is going to be the last podcast because Super E's going to be dead.
Yes, it's code word eliminate. But I was thinking about that, and I was like, you know what? I don't want a funeral and be buried in the ground in a casket. That costs so much money. I'm going to have her cremate me.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
And then she's going to have to put me in a vase, a clear vase, put me on a shelf so I can see what the hell's going on.
You sew a big mason jar so you can look out.
Yeah, and I need her to draw some eyeballs on it and some eyebrows that are real mad looking like Uncle Leo. And
so right on the mantle, so, just in case she's sparking with a new Super E on the couch, you could just be looking down, glaring.
Yeah, you say, hey, you and Trevor, get off the couch.
Get off.
Yeah. Damn it.
You know what? Okay. I'm going to get cremated too. The glass receptacle is a fantastic idea. And you're right.
Exactly.
Because then they can just they'll look up, they'll see those ashes, and maybe, just maybe, they'll stay in line.
Or I'll be spilled out and vacuumed up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure after about a month or two, they're just going to
all of a sudden I'll be like, hey, this receptacle seems different. Wait a minute, it's a Glad bag. And I'm being tossed in a garbage truck.
Right, because she's going to save the mason jar because, she might need that to pickle some cucumbers.
Okay, you don't know where you're going with that.
Okay, so let me just, if I can, ask a couple clarifying questions here. So, first of all, when you show up, the door opens. This lady, bright red hair,
right,
and you say she looked like Danny Bonaduce.
Yes, and Danny Bonaduce, if you're out there listening,
yes,
please don't come and beat my ass. It's just that she had her hair slicked down in the front.
Right.
It was unbelievably unflattering. I don't know how this woman made any money.
Right.
Because it looked like she went straight from there and then was a shortstop on the women's softball team. I mean.
So, okay, if there's young listeners out there, I know you can get on the Google machine and look this up. Danny Bonaduce, child star in a early 70s series called The Partridge Family, which chronicled the adventures of a family who had a band, and they toured the country in a colorful school bus.
That's very good.
Thank you.
TV guide.
And why can't I think of the manager's name?
I was just thinking it was. Was he Dave something? No.
I want to say Murray, but that's not right.
No, not Murray. Of course, you went with the name Murray for a manager. What was his name?
I don't know. Here's what we're going to do, listeners. Interact. Send us a message to tell us who the manager of the Partridge Family was, because I cannot think of it. Okay, so secondly, Danny Bonaduce,
yes.
Who was the prostitute that you went to, meet.
Wait. The prostitute favored the appearance of Danny Bonaduce circa 1972 or 3.
And let's clarify that, because if memory serves, Danny Bonaduce actually was a karate guy, wasn't he? Didn't he know karate?
Yes, or as Kramer would say, karate. He went to Thailand.
Yeah.
And trained.
Okay.
And then he came back, became a very famous radio personality. He still might. But he was always getting involved in crazy stuff. One crazy thing I'm reading in the paper when people still read newspapers, Danny Bonaduce arrested for beating a prostitute that he thought was a woman that was actually a man.
Okay, so I'm going to change my tune here a little bit. Mr. Bonaduce.
Yes, Mr. Bonaduce.
If anything has offended you, please accept our heartfelt apologies.
Yes, don't beat us up like you did Donny Osmond in that fight, that ring fight.
Oh, that's right. They fought. Oh, that's right.
I think he fought Todd Bridges too.
He did?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's Willis, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so accept our apology. I hope you're laughing with us and know that we're not laughing at you, Mr. Bonaduce.
Yes, and not warming up your knuckles.
Yes. Okay, so this Bonaduce lookalike,
yes.
She was also the motel manager.
Yes.
Wow. So that brings a whole new light to the term room service.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God. That's great. So hey, let me check you in. And then let me
let me check it out.
Let me check it out, baby.
Yeah, and then she went from checking out to puking out.
Oh my God. So, you were just trying to be a nice guy. You're doing your paperwork. She says, "Can I finish my Hardee's?" Well, of course you can finish your Hardee's. Little did you know that it was a big gulp full of vodka. Okay.
Yes.
And then
exactly.
And then throwing down those fries. That's
cold, greasy fries. It's not a good combination.
It's a recipe for disaster, Super E.
Yeah. It's like she ingested a bunch of, bacterial parasites that conflicted with her gastritis.
Oh my God.
But
yeah.
But I was still able to drive the Intrepid, and I had it for a little bit longer before it broke down. But like we was talking about, that Intrepid was full of lights.
Yeah,
and it had a little thing behind the rear view mirror. And another prostitute on another investigation, she jumps in the Intrepid and she looks around. She goes, "Something don't feel right about this car." And she goes, "This is a police car." I go, "No." And then she looked up at the rear view mirror and she goes, "What is this thing behind the rear view mirror? Are those police lights?" And all I said was, I thought, well, she's going to be getting out in 2 seconds. Well, let's throw a Hail Mary. I go, "Those aren't police lights. That's just a radar detector."
Oh.
And I thought, that's not going to work. She goes, "Oh my God. They make them so concealed. That's brilliant. I'll give you a head for $20.
Oh my
And I
God.
was like, "Oh, thank you, dumb prostitute."
She fell for the fuzzbuster ploy.
Yes, I know. It was amazing.
Wow. You know what? You're amazing, Super E. The things that you can do, absolutely amazing. Well,
yes, but none of them translate into the real world.
Exactly.
Now that I'm retired and I go for a job interview, what do you call your strengths? Tricking prostitutes. Oh,
okay. When you were doing that for 30 years, you didn't really, you didn't think about, how will this transfer into the private sector?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. All I know is you were the best there ever was, Super E. Sorry you can't make any money off of it in retirement.
I know. I know.
Just realized you have mine and so many other cops' respect because you were the shit.
Thanks, A-Train. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, now that I'm done. So, All right. Well, listen, everybody, come back and, maybe next time we'll talk about another singing family from the 70s.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, we're out of here, Super E.
See you, A-Train.
All right, bye.
Bye.